The undisputed super bantamweight champion Naoya Inoue has laid out his potential next 3 opponents in the April issue of the Ring magazine. He says these are the next 3 guys he wants to fight. Up first, MJ. That's the fight we've all been saying. I think September is the month we're going to see that fight occur. Maybe at the very, very latest October, but September is my guess for that fight in Tokyo. Massive fight. The best fight you could probably, I don't want to say the best fight, I'm sure you can make a couple contenders fights, but the best championship opposition possible for Inoue is MJ. We'll get that fight September. Then he says Nick Ball. That one is interesting because of the order here. I thought it was going to be a situation where he maybe gets another fight in before Junto Nakatani, but according to this, he says he wants to fight Nick Ball, meaning that he would be moving up to challenge for a world title by the end of this year, most likely. Could possibly be Wembley Stadium, and you could have that fight against Nick Ball going down. That would be him moving up to 126. His third guy on that list he wants to fight after that is Junto Nakatani. Why do I think that interests me? Because this would be 122 fight for MJ, moving up to 126 for Nick Ball, and then for Junto Nakatani, I'm assuming Junto's not moving up 2 weight classes. Therefore, it's either going to be at 120, it has to be at 122 then. So we'd go from 22 to 26 back down to 22 for Junto Nakatani, and then move on from that point. Let me just make this clear. I already believe that Inoue is the best fighter in boxing, in my opinion, but at the same time, I have him, Usyk, and Bud at the same tier. If this is the path that Inoue takes over the duration of, that's probably going to take him about 8 to 10 months, the way he likes to fights every 3 to 4 months. If he makes it clean out of that, 3-0, there should be no debate, no discussion as to who the pound-for-pound number 1 fighter in the world is. That would mean you cleared house at 122 by the MJ fight. That means that you have now become a world champion in 4 divisions by then fighting Nick Ball and becoming world champion at 126. And then that means you would be going back down to 122 and officially putting your stamp as the best fighter at 122, one of the best ever, to be honest, at that point in time, by defeating the likes of a guy like Junto Nakatani. That would be a mega fight against a guy who is a pound for pound at that point in time, likely top 8, 7, 6, whatever it's going to be. Junto Nakatani is on most people's top 10 pound for pound. Those 3 fights would, without a shadow of a doubt, make Naoya Inoue the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. No debates. I already have him there, but that would probably separate him from Bud Crawford and Usyk. Now, obviously, if Bud beats Canelo, things can get different debates there, but still, that track record over a duration of the next 8 to 10 months would be phenomenal if Inoue can pull that off. I think he has a legitimate chance to. I think he's going to destroy MJ. Nick Ball is going to be very interesting. I think that could be very, very interesting, especially if it's done in the UK. And then Junto Nakatani, I think he gets that fight easily. Not easily. None of these are easy, but I think he defeats Junto Nakatani because of the fact that, listen, Junto Nakatani is phenomenal. He's in my top 10 pound for pound. I absolutely love the way he fights. But when you talk about Inoue being more experienced in his physical prime, being at 122 longer, and obviously then you have Junto Nakatani moving up weight classes, there's a lot of things going against Nakatani. You could say this very same thing if Inoue does go up to 126 and then backtracks to 122. That weight cut could be difficult for him. I'm sure he'll figure it out though. But I have Inoue being Nakatani. So the hardest fight for me, in my opinion, is Nick Ball because of the fact that you're moving up weight classes and the rumors that fight would be taking place in the UK. So that's my takes on that. But no, if Inoue does that run, absolutely phenomenal, pound for pound number 1 without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion.